Okay, Mikko from the Biohacking Center. Today we have a special guest. It's Saturday night and we have a little Biohacking Center nighttime protocol going on. So what we have here is a little special wine. We're not going to go into it because that could be a whole lecture and a video of itself. Then we have some superb handmade beer from Estonia, right?
Red beer.
Red beer. And we have our special guest Veiko from Tallinn, who has a floating center in Tallinn. We posted a video a little while ago, so if you're ever in Tallinn, go check out his floating center, little biohacking center with some Chinese medicine, herbs, all kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
And I wanted to ask Veiko a little bit, and of course we have some chocolate nutrition. That's a given, and so this is a really good. So maybe we'll start with the wine, because Veiko has been helping me a lot with the floating stuff here in Helsinki. What do you think about the wine protocol?
That's pretty good.
Of course it's good. So I wanted to ask Veiko a little bit, because he's maybe been floating, I don't know, for how many years?
6 years.
6 years, so that's quite a long time to float. So this guy's pretty knowledgeable about the floating, and I don't know, I'm thinking I might be the most, I've been the guy who's been floating the most in Finland perhaps, but you maybe been the guy who's been floating most in Estonia. What do you think?
Maybe there's one guy who's helping me, he's been more than 300-400 times. He's doing also very long flights during the night time.
So what got you excited about floating? Why did you decide that you wanted to have a center? What was the remember the first time you floated and you were like, wait a second, I need to get a center. What was that like?
I had the idea before already to have this kind of thing already. So in my mind, that I was talking with my very good friend Alar Tamming with this, and he said that John Lilly had made it already.
Yeah, so you had the idea that you wanted this kind of thing where the mind gets completely sensory deprivated, and then you realized that somebody had already made it. John Lilly from US, who actually created these things.
50s, 60s was experiencing and studying the brain. And
what do you think, where did that idea come from for you? Can you trace back where that, I mean, it must have gotten somewhere, or
somewhere, yes, but I don't remember.
Maybe from a deep place, I guess. So then when was your first float? What was that like?
Then
where
I
did you
out with Stefan Kerleman in Sweden. He had a floating. We made floating tanks, and then I went to his place
in Sweden and tried it.
Yes, and tried it. And then first night I was really tired, got relaxed a couple of hours, and the next I was really slept very well and went to the floating, and then I had the idea to make the floating in
center in Estonia. So you had the first one in Estonia.
Yes.
Cool. And so what? So then, do you use it for meditation, or what do you use it for?
So relaxing meditation, and also you get rid of some. I had some back pain, and a couple of times floating and get rid of it. And it helps also to cure from if you have some problems with
your body,
muscles and body. Yes.
So about the meditation, what do you think about do you feel like, I was asked by this Helsinki Sanomat newspaper reporter that he tried this floating tank just last Friday for 8 hours. And he was like, it was hard for me to meditate, I didn't find it easy. And I was like, well, have you ever meditated? And he's like, no. Well, I'm like, that might have been the first time you actually got really conscious of what's going on in your mind, and you realize that there's a lot of things that goes on in your mind that perhaps you became more aware of it. What do you think about it?
Sometimes people try to think there, but actually the deprivation chamber, it shuts your brain waves down, like meditation, and it's like forced meditation. For some people it's hard and they never meditated before, right. But it's like helping to meditate. All this environment is so that it shuts the brain more.
So if people have never meditated, it might be actually difficult to meditate there. Or you're saying, if they don't have much experience in the beginning?
No, it's actually vice versa.
Okay.
If it's so that you haven't meditated, it's it takes you to the same place as the
Right,
meditation,
right.
because it shuts the brain waves down.
And if you have been meditating for a long time, what do you think?
Then you can maybe go to some other levels, try use
Other levels. That's what we like here in the Biohacking Center. Always upgrade our technology and our levels of brainwaves. Huh? So what about for you? What's been the most significant thing that you think you have benefited from floating? Or your clients?
I've seen a lot of people before the float and after the float, and I've seen amazing things that people describe that how they go to some other places. And
So
somebody just really relaxed. Somebody have a lot of some answers to questions that they had before, and somebody using those also in the purpose. They have some written down some questions. They go to float and then think about that they have had and got some answers. And
interesting, interesting. What about anything else for you specifically? What have do you remember any specific instances or things that have been cool for you?
also,
Or?
if you have some questions and you can get some answer that you cannot get just like by thinking. It's maybe thinking.
I think now we're getting deep. You mean answers like from, like, let's say there's this idea, subconscious or unconscious mind. And so you've been reading right now Carl Jung, who talks about the collective unconsciousness, right? And so what you're saying is that in a floating tank, perhaps, now this might be far out there for some, but what you're saying is that in a floating tank, perhaps you might be able to get in touch easier to what Carl Jung would say, collective unconscious.
Yeah.
So I think what Veikko is saying is that you might be able to access some knowledge that's out there in the universe, just like any good thinker or philosopher or any like scientist or creative artist or writer who has this ability to just get some answers for themselves for the questions they ask. And the floating tank could be one that kind of place where those kind of answers can come to your mind and be more easily accessible with that. Is that what you may be saying? And so what kind of answers have you gotten? You don't have to reveal all the secrets.
Some ideas maybe to clarify them, and some making some project, and you have some questions on how to make something, then you get that maybe the missing link from there.
And I know some of his projects, and if you would know about it, you would be impressed also. He has some really cool projects, but I know some of them are quite secret, so we can't reveal them perhaps here. So with that said, try floating tank if you haven't yet. So hopefully this interview will inspire you. Come here at our center or go see Veikko at the floating center he has in Tallinn. So with that said, it's time for a little chocolate nutrition. This is a little chocolate we just did today. Has some ceremonial sugar from Guatemala. And what do you think?
Very good.
It is, right? It's not only very good, it's Biohacking Center Finland good. It is good though, right?
Yeah.
But this is raw chocolate we made today. And let's try the, this is for the children out there, this is just a... So what about this, your friends, he made this in Estonia, like a pretty cool process.
It's also handcrafted beer.
Handcrafted beer.
Himself. So
From
take
spring
the
water.
recipes and then mixing the recipes and...
Secret recipe. So let's keep for that. So thanks for watching, guys. This is from the Biohacking Center. It's Saturday. We hope to see you again tomorrow. So with that said, we'll try and complete this. That's really nice. Wow. This is amazing. This is what a beer should taste like. Or this drink. So thanks again for watching. See you again tomorrow.